The sun hammered the cracked earth like God's own judgment. Eliza stumbled barefoot across the alkali flat, tar still clinging to her hair and black, stinking ropes. Feathers stuck to the blood on her neck and arms. Each step split the scabs on her soles. Heat shimmered up from the ground and cooked the air in her lungs. Horse flies worried the raw places. She had stopped crying hours ago. There was no water left for tears. Her knees gave out near a clump of dead grama grass. She went down hard, palms scraping on shale. The sky pressed white and merciless. She waited for the dark to take her, the way it had taken everything else. Ma, Pa. The little brother lost a fever, the good name she never truly had. No one ever chose her. Not once. Hoofbeats. Faint at first, then steady. She didn't look up. Couldn't. Rifles cocked. 3, maybe 4. Hold, a voice said. Low, flat, used to being obeyed. Boots hit the ground. Slow. Spurs chimed once, then were quiet. The man walked toward her the way you walk toward a colt with wolf fear in its eyes, loose-shouldered. No hurry, no threat. He stopped 3 paces off. She smelled horse sweat, leather, coffee long gone cold. A shadow fell over her. Something heavy dropped across her shoulders. Wool. Sun faded, still holding the warmth of his body. His coat, it covered the ruin of her dress, the tar, the shame. You'll cook out here. His voice carried the rasp of too many dry winds. My place is 2 miles north. You're coming with me. She tried to stand. Legs shook like a newborn foal's. He didn't help her up, didn't touch her at all, just waited until she found her balance. Then he turned, walked back to the big bay gelding and swung up. The rope came down. She took it because there was nothing else to take. They rode slow. She walked ahead of the horse, rope loose around her wrist, his coat dragging in the dust. The ranch was nothing more than a low adobe, a pole corral, a windmill complaining in the breeze. His 2 hands, older men with cautious eyes, watched her like she might sprout horns. He told them to draw water and heat it. Nothing more. He carried the tub inside himself, set it behind a blanket hung for privacy, left a bar of yellow soap and a clean shirt that reached her knees. She scrubbed until water turned black, until her skin burned raw and the tar finally let go. When she stepped out, he was at the stove, back to her, stirring beans. Eat, he said, sliding a tin plate across the table. She ate standing up. He never looked at her longer than it took to see the plate was empty. Night came quick on the high plains. Coyotes started their arguing. The lamp burned low. Then horses, many horses, boots on the porch, fists pounding the door. We know she's in there, Cade. Open up. Her stomach dropped clean through the floorboards. He, Reuben Cade, though she hadn't known his name until one of the hands muttered it, blew out the lamp, took the Henry repeater from the pegs, without sound. He didn't tell her to hide, just looked at her once, steady, and stepped outside. She pressed against the wall, heart hammering so hard she tasted blood. Evening Marshal, Cade sat on the porch, calm as creek water. You got the whore that poisoned Wells's cattle. Hand her over. Save us all trouble. She's on my place. That makes her my trouble. A laugh, ugly. You willing to die for some tarred up. The rifle lever worked once, loud in the stillness. I said she's mine. Silence stretched thin as fence wire. She could feel the men out there weighing the cost of bullets against their hatred. Boots shifted. Someone spat. Finally the marshal. This ain't over, Cade. Hoofbeats faded into the dark. The door opened. He came in, set the rifle back on its pegs, and poured himself coffee like nothing had happened. She stood trembling in his shirt, waiting for him to send her out anyway, now that the danger was gone. He didn't. He just said, beds in the loft. Sheets are clean. She climbed the ladder because her legs wouldn't hold her anymore. She woke before dawn, ghosts riding her hard. Shame sat on her chest heavier than any man ever had. She wasn't worth the stand he'd taken. Wasn't worth the risk. Better to slip away now. Spare him the day when he'd wake up and see the trash he'd drag home. She eased down the ladder in bare feet, his coat over her shoulders again. The door latch was cold under her fingers. His voice came from the dark behind her. Running won't make it untrue, what they said about you. She froze. Won't make it true, either. She turned. He sat at the table, elbows on knees, watching her with eyes the color of winter sky. I ain't nothing, she whispered. Got no people, no money, no good name. You'll wake up one morning sorry you ever. I buried a wife and 2 little girls in this ground, he said. Fever took 'em while I was gone punching cattle for a man who never paid full. I come home to 3 crosses and a house full of silence. The words fell between them like stones. I know sorry, he said. I know empty. And I know when a body's worth the trouble of saving, even when she don't believe it yet. Her throat closed. He stood, slow, and crossed the room. Stopped just short of touching her. You can walk out that door. I won't stop you. Land's big enough to swallow a person whole. Or you can stay till you're strong enough to decide what comes next. Either way, you leave here whole. That's not charity. That's a promise I'm making to myself, same as to you. Outside, the first pale line of dawn crept across the prairie. The windmill started its slow turning. Somewhere a meadowlark gave one clear note. She looked at the open door, at the vast nothing beyond it, then at the man standing quiet, waiting, asking nothing. Her fingers let go of the latch. He poured 2 cups of coffee, strong and bitter the way the plains made everything. They carried him out to the porch steps and sat side by side, not touching, watching the sun bleed gold across the grama. The silence wasn't empty anymore. It was the sound of something careful beginning.